All right, we are back. Better than ever. Eastern Outdoors. Turkey season is what is about 4 days, about 4 weeks away, about a month away.
Yep.
Oh man, we got a lot to do. We got a lot to do. I've not shot my gun. I've not gotten out my turkey vest, my calls. I've not practiced one of these. I ain't going to, just to be honest with you. But man, it's a great time of year. Michael, how you doing?
Pretty good. How are you, buddy? It's been a busy day, but we're here and we're ready to talk hunting.
Busy day. I'm freezing in this room. Um, I'm so ready for the basketball tournament coming up. Hey, look who's first. Sorry, just had my mouth full for of these. You ever have these,
Yeah, they're awesome.
bro?
Dots are the
I'm
best,
telling
man.
you, I like the honey mustard the best,
Yep.
but we're gonna have to start bringing them to camp because I
Oh,
can't. Oh man, the Dots
yeah.
pretzels. My
Yep.
goodness, Joe Carter is here. So glad you're here, Joe. Hey, if you're watching, and there's just a couple of you right now, but if you're watching, listen, go ahead, like it, comment, let us know where you're watching from, let us know what you got going on in your life, share it with your friends. Right, we are giving away for the third week in a row. You can see down there, we're giving away a turkey shoot turkey hunting USA with Billy Barnett mouth call. Now, Billy Barnett, let me give you a little spiel on Billy Barnett. Let me give folks some time to get in here first. The numbers are climbing. I got a guy I work with. His name's Gardy. Good feller. He's like, you said there are 30 people in there. I only saw two. I'm like, well, you're watching on the wrong. You're watching on my profile. Come on now. You think I'm gonna make that up? Maybe. Maybe I would. I don't know. But we'll give folks a little time. I am gonna go look on my page. See, he was looking on my page right now. It says there's one, there's two. So on their side, well, there's not many more. So anyway, like it, comment, share. Let's get some people on here going to Turkey Call. Last week we had Corey from where was he from last week?
Maryland.
Corey from Maryland jumped on here. He competed 1v1 versus Mike. He won easily, blew Mike out of the water. He got a split V. That's not a split V. That's a combo turkey call mailed to him from Billy Barnett, the turkey hunting champ himself. And we had a good time. Let's see. We got any comments coming in? Just Joe. Let me. Why are our buddies from the turkey camp chat not here, Michael?
I don't know. It's a great question. Great question. Hey, Joe, I see you said I wish we wouldn't have had that storm right after the day I planted my clover. Did it wash everything out? You think you have concerns that you washed it out a little bit? Hopefully not.
What is it now?
He planted some clover right before that big storm, and a lot of that water. It was so much water, it might have washed that seed out. And clover seed is not cheap, so I
Oh
hope
man.
I hope you at least get some to grow, man.
Oh man.
And when that
Yeah.
washes out, that's a killer because that clover is expensive. Yeah,
Yeah.
Friday. Ooh, that stinks, buddy. Hopefully, at least some of it will be salvageable somewhere on that piece of property or that section of land that you planted that at, and maybe you can get some extra seed and kind of do it again. Hopefully, that stuff's really expensive. I feel your pain there. I was down in Uncle Darren's and did some land management stuff on Friday. It was a lot of fun. I took my floating holiday at work that they give us every year to enjoy the warm weather. I got the tractor stuck in the creek, so that was fun. Uh,
I tell you
but
what,
it
I'm
was
about to take a floating holiday if we don't have more people hop on here. I don't know what's going on, but I don't like. When the numbers are low, I don't like it. I can't do the show. I can't focus. I can't get people fired up. I can't go on my rants. I can't do it when there's 10 people on here. Now I
right.
think I remember back. If you remember back the first time, we ain't gonna mention the guest because he's a piece of crap. But the first time we ever went live on Facebook, I think maybe you weren't even part of us then, Mike. I don't know. It was going on 5 years ago, and we had a good 30 to 40 people the whole time. And the show has grown tremendously since then. That was just
Yeah.
a one-off live. I think maybe we should start bringing some people on. I don't know, drum up some excitement. It's really difficult in the spring. People like to turkey hunt, but there's like 3 million turkey hunters in the United States compared to like 15 million deer hunters in the United States or something like
Yeah.
that. And it's just not as popular. And so we get a lot more response. Anyway, so glad you guys are here. Buddy Dwayne Best is here. Dwayne, have you gotten your campsite for turkey camp yet? I looked at the list just before I got on here, and I don't remember if I saw your name or not. And Kevin with Adventures with Fur, Feathers, and Fins is here. Kevin, we're so glad you're here, brother. But yeah, man, we are going to have somebody, some lucky person, come on. They're going to Turkey Call with Mike, and they get to be mailed a Turkey Hunting USA mouth call. Now, so that we've got a few more people in here, I was going to tell you real quick about the man who makes these mouth calls. If you imagined the best turkey hunter you've ever seen, if you imagine spending your spring turkey hunting so efficiently that you travel to 14 states all across America and kill a turkey in 14 states in one spring. Now, some of you didn't kill a turkey in any state last spring, but Billy Barnett, friend of the show, good friend of mine, he builds these by hand with the help of his wife, who puts them in the packets and everything, and they're fantastic. So we need to get Billy on here one week before turkey season gets here.
Yeah.
Just to talk about his adventures. But that's the thing. He's so busy. He saves all his vacation time for turkey hunting.
Right.
And his wife goes with him, and they take their turkey hunting van, and it's a whole ordeal. And
yeah, he harvested him on here. He harvested a turkey this past week, just the other day.
I saw that. Justin Lee is here. Justin Lee said he was on the wrong feed. He was on my personal page, I think. I need to get on there and just to check to see who else is over there. There's two people watching. Rob Signoth is over there. Rob, if you're still watching, brother, how about you hop over to the Eastern Outdoors page, or if you want to comment. If not, you can watch there. Ran away. I will ran away. Tina Thornsberry. Tina, hop on over. Eastern Outdoors page. Let's talk turkey hunting. Still waiting on my brother. I don't know what he's doing. He's supposed to be the one sharing this with everyone. So, anyway, I don't know where Jimmy Carroll is.
He'll be on here. We'll see Mr. Jimmy.
I don't think so. All right, Mike. If you read the post, usually I just throw stuff up on the post to get people's attention, and we talk about what we want to talk about. But one thing, what'd you say? Billy just killed a turkey in Florida.
Yeah. He and his partner that were hunting out there, they both got turkeys this past week, just a couple days ago.
Yeah, good deal. What are the first states? Florida is definitely the first state that opens up turkey season. Who comes in earlier than Kentucky? Do we know that?
Yeah, Alabama typically comes in earlier. South Carolina typically comes in a little earlier. Tennessee typically does, but recently Tennessee has kind of bumped their dates right to in line with Kentucky's. It's very similar.
Pretty
much. I think Georgia's, I posted about that today on the page. So if you're interested in hunting in Georgia, their season dates their youth weekend is this weekend. And then the following weekend, April 5th. I think April 5th is when their actual season opens, and it goes through like May 15th, I think.
Yeah. So you guys didn't click on the wrong feed. It just shows up on my page and this page, and you can watch from either. But if you want to comment, and we want you to comment, then you have to be on the Eastern Outdoors page. And so that's why we encourage everyone to come over here so you can comment, we can interact, we can talk. Rob did that. Tina did that. Thank you. Daniel says, no surprise seeing Billy and his buddy had success. Yeah.
Yep.
I honestly don't think – I know Billy goes out to hunt sometimes and he doesn't close on the turkey. But if you put Billy somewhere for a weekend, he's going to kill a turkey. He's just going to kill a turkey.
Absolutely he is. It's almost – you never want to say guarantee as a hunter, but it's pretty darn close.
He just got it down to he's just really crafted his skill. Joe said if he kills a turkey this year, be his first in 5 years. Get after it, Joe. We're counting on you, brother. Yeah, get those numbers up. Tennessee comes in earlier. They're coming at the same time now. Cameron Clonch Cameron, I don't know if I have seen you on here before, but let me welcome you. Say thank you for being here. We're here every Tuesday night. Right now, we're talking turkey. After turkey season, we might talk fishing. We might talk preparing for deer season. Who knows? But we get on here and talk every Tuesday night, and we love to have you. He says Billy is an absolute killer. Had him on our podcast with Mossy Oak Properties a couple of weeks ago. Y'all need to go check it out. Actually, I saw that. Didn't listen, Cameron. I'm sorry. I'll go back and hit that.
Yeah, I will as well.
But yeah, he is. I saw that he had shared that, and he's a great guest to have. Great guy, very humble, and yeah. Anyway, Joe said he has carried on the conversation with myself already in the chat. Yeah, Joe is. He's carrying you guys in the chat so far tonight. He is leading the leaderboard. Aaron says, Mike, how long did it take to wash the tractor? Mike got a tractor stuck in the creek.
Yeah, we got that tractor stuck in the creek, or I did. That was all by myself, and got that sucker stuck. Had to call my cousin who lives up the road. Luckily, he lives close, and he's got a bigger tractor than my uncle. So, actually, luckily, I was in the creek so much that it washed the tires really well. So the rest of the tractor actually stayed pretty clean, except for the tires.
You just gave it a bath.
Those ended up getting washed out when I was driving through the creek when I finally got out. Took about an hour and a half.
Cameron's page, Wildlife Ridge Outdoors. Make sure you check it out. There's enough to go around for all of us. Let's see here. Rob says his first turkey, first year turkey hunt was last spring. He saw 2 hens, and his buddy knocked one down in Dawson Springs. We're all going back opening weekend, so hope to get my first ride. We're pulling for you, Dawson Springs. Dawson Springs is Western Kentucky. Out there where Lake Bashiri is, one of my favorite places to go visit, go fish. Yeah. Out there where Penny Ryle State Forest is.
Yeah.
Cameron said, I'm here for it. Glad to be here. Heard about you guys through Billy. Y'all need to ask him about his golfing skills. We will. I am in no place to critique someone's golfing skills, but just by the way you say that, I bet I can beat Billy. Mike, how are your golfing skills?
I'm a slicer. I'm a left-handed swing, and I slice that sucker.
I'm a slicer too. I'm right-handed, and I get up there. If I take my time, I don't swing as hard as I can. I can put it out there okay in the fairway. But I don't do that. I'm not going to go golf and just take it easy. I get up there and Happy Gilmore.
Let it rip.
It looks good for the first 2 seconds, and then veers to the right. And you know what, though? I have fun. My oldest daughter wants to get into golfing, and don't know how that's going to go, but we'll see. I don't know if we'll even get to do it. But yeah, Billy, I forgot where I was going earlier. But we said, what did we say? We said Tennessee comes in same time as us. Florida is earlier. Dwayne says, I can play golf, but not interested in playing. Dwayne, you can do anything, brother. Dwayne is good. Here's Dwayne. He gets out there on the golf course, gets him a 12-pack of ski, gets him some honey buns. He's ready to go. I'm late, but watching from Richmond, Indiana. Okay, Richmond, Indiana. Last week, I think Gary was in Shelbyville, Kentucky. Now he's in Richmond, Indiana. Sometimes he's in Tennessee, sometimes Alabama. But he's always here on Tuesday night. We appreciate you, Gary. I'm so sad. Gary is he came to deer camp last fall, and then turkey camp last spring. And he's one of our favorites, but he's not going to make it this spring. I'm very sad about that. Cameron said Billy is actually pretty good. Okay, never mind. I ain't playing with him. He's already a better turkey hunter than me, a better golfer than me. Forget it. Arian says, redneck golf ball, 22 rifle, big field, 5 shots, furthest ball wins. Sounds like a lot of fun, Arian.
Fair enough to me.
Got to have ski no matter what I do. I know. Let's see. Get her lessons right off the bat. Yeah, I know. But here's the thing, Gary. I'll have to get her lessons and me lessons. How much are lessons for 2 people? A grown man, I don't know. We'll see. I might have to do that. I don't know anybody that gives lessons around here.
Yeah, I don't know myself either. I know my buddy, his son's getting ready to, as next fall, he'll be in high school, and he's going to play golf for the high school team, I think.
Yeah, I just need her doing something. She played basketball. We finished runner-up on a last-second
tough game.
Shot that's still killing me. She didn't really get to play in games very much. Didn't like it. I only coached, so I made sure she was on the team. So I made her play 2 years. And she didn't like it. Maybe because I was hard on her. I don't know. But
That happens. That
played
happens.
softball for 2 years. Decided not to play anymore. I coached her in that too. We finished third every single year. So now she don't want to play basketball. She doesn't want to play softball. Maybe volleyball. But I don't know. We're trying. Something that doesn't take a lot of physical effort. Golfing takes a lot of physical effort, but not as like she's not sprinting up and down the court or
get her into archery.
Let me tell you. Let me tell y'all. Now look, her elementary school they have dedicated archery coaches. Let me just go ahead and say that they're very good with the kids. They're very good at what they do. They helped Ellis tremendously. Okay, I'm saying that first. Talking about archery, this is outdoors. So she had dedicated archery coaches. 4th grade, she improves continuously throughout the season. So much that at the state tournament, she was the second highest 4th grade girl on the archery team. So of all the 4th grade girls, she scored the second highest. Pretty good considering where she started. We come back this year and try out, and they cut her from the team.
Oof.
The second highest score out of 4th grade girls, right? Because they do boys and girls separately. She would have been the second highest 5th grader coming back. And they cut her. Now, look, I've coached sports forever. And I don't say anything to her coaches about anything, but I just didn't understand that one.
What are they doing? I know your schools are.
They said they had too. They said they had too many players. They had too many people try out. They couldn't keep everyone. I'm like,
okay.
If you played in 4th grade, you should get a little bit of an edge as a 5th grader coming back.
Yeah.
And if you have the second highest score, I don't get it. I didn't say anything. I was way more disappointed than Ellis. But look, she loved archery, and now she never wants to do it again.
Yeah, that stinks. That stinks. There should never be a scenario where archery is like a cuttable program. Like kids should not be cut from any archery program. That's crazy. It's not like baseball.
I have a reason that I'm not going to share that I think why she didn't make it. But she should have made the team. She should have been back on the team. I mean, she earned it from the year before. So anyway, I liked her doing archery. It's something we could do together. I didn't try to overcoach her, just let her kind of do her thing. And I was very sad when she didn't make it. She was, it's like the year before that, she was invited to participate in Gifted and Talented for Art. She's very good at art. And as a 3rd grader, she missed it by like 1 point. And I was like, oh, sis, you got this next year. Crushed her. She didn't want to do it again.
Yeah.
And then as a 4th going into 5th grader, she didn't make the archery team. Doesn't want to do it again. So I hate that, So I got to find something that she can be successful at. She's, she's a good girl. Anyway, Dwayne said, I've been 16 days smoke-free. Feel much better for all the walking I plan on doing this year. Can we give Dwayne a big hand clap in the chat? 16 days smoke-free. Here's the thing. If you can go 16 days, you can go 16 years, Dwayne. You got it. You got it. You got it conquered. Man, I'm so proud of you. I know that's not easy. I have been considering taking up these Zen pouches. You know what I'm talking about?
I know a lot of people that use those.
Everybody at work does it. It's supposed to improve your energy, cut down your appetite, all things I'm for. But every one of them are like, dude, don't start it. Don't do it. Because once you start, you can't stop. So I'm not going to. But I've considered it several times. But they're all like, dude, don't. Because they're always like, hey, one of them will run out and say, hey, do you have a Zen I can borrow? They're always like exchanging some, So they're like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Noah says, so some of y'all hunt public land together. So here's what we do, Noah. We have a public land camp that we host. It's going to be April 11th through April 13th. That's the Friday before opening day here in Kentucky, and then opening day and the second day of season. And we do hunt together, as in the whole camp will go out and hunt public land. Some of us will team up and go hunt. Some of us will go out individually. We've not even talked about this yet. But a lot of times, yeah, we'll go hunt Polo Clan together. We'll have a deer camp. We go hunt Polo Clan together, and it's a good time. So it's fun, man. If you know, I don't know where you live. I remember you said go cards. I'll be honest, I'm excited about the cards. They're playing the first game of the tournament Thursday morning at 12.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's right down the road from me in Rupp Arena. I thought I should go wear my Kentucky stuff and cheer for Creighton. I got to work.
That actually is probably going to be a pretty decent game.
I think so too. The Cards kind of got screwed on the seeding. Kind of got screwed. Probably should have been like a 5th seed. Kind of got screwed.
The ACC.
Tim says, "Heck yeah, brother! That's awesome." Talking about Dwayne and smoking, I agree. Get her into golf or tennis. Yeah, we got what's it called? Not paddle board. What's it called? Like tennis? What's it called? Pickleball. Yeah, I've got those paddles and balls we've never played before. Aaron says, sounds like good old school politics. You know, Aaron, I don't know. There's a they don't seem like the kind that would do that. There's a reason I think they did it. That's unfair to Ellis. But you know, it is what it is. It's over. Saved me a lot of trips on Saturdays and weekdays. I can't wait to hear the thunder chicken rattle my chest when gobblers are at 10 yards.
Yep.
Turkey hunting is so fun until it's not. Should let them all participate. How do they cut anyone elementary? I agree. Terrible situation. Yeah, I agree. Joe says spit drum. Oh my gosh, I'm so ready. I am not, Gary. I am not. Hello, Scott Butler. Glad you're here. Joe says, Mike, did you plant anything when you disked up the edges of your field? Mike, let them know what you did.
Yeah, great question. Well, so the snafu in the creek prevented me from being able to disc up the edges of the field.
So for the people who don't know what happened at the creek.
Yeah, absolutely. So on Friday, I went down to my uncle's farm in Grant County, Kentucky, and jumped on at first, actually, I took my chainsaw and I cut down some patches of eastern red cedar. We had a biologist come by and tell us, hey, you could benefit from taking some of these out to let sunlight get into the forest floor, to have some to kind of open the woods up a little bit. So I strategically went down and started to cut down a patch of eastern red cedar, and then I jumped on the tractor. I bush hogged all the edges of the fields, and then I even drove. I strategically, if people picture going to wildlife management areas and how they have like areas of like taller grass or a warm native grass, and then they have like a path cut on either side, and sometimes they go through almost for like rabbit hunting. So I wanted to create something like that on my uncle's place, where I did all the edges of the field to where they were probably 2 passes wide from the bush hog, and then I left patches of longer grass to where we would break it up. So I had like woods edge, then I had kind of an area that I'm going to strip disc right on the edge of the woods edge, and then after that, the long grass right after that, and then there's food plot. So what I'm going to do with the edges of those, Joe, when and back to the story of getting, I was trying to get to the other edge of the farm, and where we crossed there's like a creek that we have to drive from this end to this end on a diagonal angle, and the embankment was kind of, well, it was looking pretty good, but there's a dead tree, and every fall spring it seems like it leans further and further and further, and it was leaning pretty good. So what I did was I kind of drove to the left, and then I went back to the right to take a little bit of a different angle to go around that tree. And unfortunately, the bank would not accept the tractor right there, and I attempted it. And as I attempted it, and I kind of forced it, I made the mistake of forcing it in there, and the tires ended up really tearing that area up there. So there was a couple times where I tried to work in and out, back in, back out, go back in. And then I ended up finding the angle that we really are supposed to take. But because I had torn up the side, it tore everything up to where I couldn't get traction. And even where we're supposed to go up, I tore it up. And then I got into a situation where I could not go forward up the bank. And the bush hog was pushed up underneath the roots that were on that leaning tree. So I couldn't back up and I couldn't go forward. I was totally stuck in a pretty big hole. Amateur move by me that day.
Rookie mistake.
But I called my cousin, and he came down, and he brought a bigger tractor down, and he had forks on the front of it. So he lifted up we put a chain on my tractor, and then we lifted up the bush hog with the forks, and we collectively backed up together, and we were able to get out. And I ended up finishing all my bush hogging for the most part. I think I have one little area that I need to do. But this year, Joe, I'm planning on in those disc areas, I'm planning on mixing in some clover, probably just on the edges to break it up. But another thing I'm planning on doing, and I'll have to keep you all posted on, I'm planning on doing a patch of wildflowers that attract bugs, so that maybe it ends up being kind of an area that turkey poults use to feed and grow. So I'm going to do a patch of a wildflower area. So I'll keep you posted on that.
Hey, real quick, Paul Priest, Joey Cooper, Glenn Skidmore. If you guys are watching over my page, I can see your comments over there. I can't see them here. So if you want to join the conversation, come over to Eastern Outdoors Watch. Tim Callahan, our buddy, moved to Fort Knox. So jealous. I've never been so jealous of another hunter in my life than this man moving to Fort Knox. Says he's got 2 days to get it done at Fort Knox before turkey camp. Well, I tell you what, Tim, I don't know what it's going to look like for you at Knox, but your butt better be at Twin Knob Campground April 11th, brother. We better see you there. I know we will. Justin says team hunting in the timber, if done correctly, is deadly. Scott says check your messenger, Mike, or he's told me, he told you to as well. Pickleball, yeah, that's what I meant. Tina said come to Knott County for the public land. Mike, you've killed a Knott County bird.
I have. I got my first and only, as of right now, double bearded bird in Knott County.
That was triple.
Nope, double.
It was triple. No, it was triple beard.
It was not. I've got it on the wall in there, so it's a double.
It was triple. He lost one. Bub Tack is here now. Bub said last week that he would be back from his hitch, which is what he calls his 2 weeks of work, fracking for oil out there. Drill, baby, drill up in Ohio. And he said he was coming back. He was coming on the show. His fiance, wife, girlfriend, Morgan, has bought him some turkey calls. I saw the post, turkey calls for his birthday. He turned 40 this year, I think. Did he turn 40?
40. Yep.
So, Bub, we're waiting. It's 9:28 at 9:50. We're hoping Bub comes on here. We don't have to just have Bub. We can have any of you come on here. We can go 1v1 versus Bub, right? So Joe said, did it scare you, Mike, when you got stuck in the creek?
No, actually, it didn't scare me at all. I was really mad, because I had stuff I planned on getting done, and I knew I was going to be in big trouble, and it would take a while to get out. But it didn't scare me too bad. Nothing dangerous happened. Like, I didn't feel like I was going to fall or tip the tractor or anything like that. It just, I dug a daggone hole when I couldn't get out, so I was mad.
Just a dumb mistake. Yeah. Rob says he dropped 100 pounds of clover blends on his new logging roads. Hope something comes up. Hopefully, we got a lot of rain. We got a lot of rain in a short period of time. Daniel with a dodgeball quote there. Dodgeball, very underrated movie. Tim Fannin says wildflowers are awesome for turkey.
Excellent.
I saw Tim just won like some kind of award at work. So Tim, I don't remember what it was, Employee of the Year, something like that. Congratulations. Gary said we used to cut one bush hog width and then plant 2 widths with a lot of buckwheat, clover, and miniature sunflowers for pheasants. Would work for turkeys too.
Perfect.
Paul Love Priest just jumped over. Glad to have you, Paul. I see your boy's been out there fishing. Hope you get it fixed the way you want it, Scott. We got the video. We'll show it at the end, my friend. Bub says, I'm going to do a burn this week on my land in Lawrence County property. It's a field burn, then I'm going to get ready to plant. Bub, I need to talk to you about this Excellent. Lawrence County property as well. I need I was out, Bub, you know where this is, in Flat Gap, Kentucky, 2 weekends ago, and learned that it is 10 minutes from Lawrence County, Bub. So I don't know how far above Flat Gap or above on the map, north of Flat Gap you are, but I'd like to talk to you about it. Shoot me a text. Because I'll be in Flat Gap again. Not too long. It's taking a few Knott County birds himself. Backyard. So Scott sent us a video of his backyard. Tim says Mike ain't afraid of nothing except Stephanie. Whoa. You listen, Tim. No truer words have been spoken, my friend. When Steph says jump, Mike says how high. That's the fact.
Happy wife, happy life, my
There you
friends.
go.
Yeah.
I frost seeded my clover. Paul frost seeded his clover 2 weeks ago. Can I just be honest here? What is frost seeding?
So basically, when it's
When you put it in the
it's
ground and let the frost melt.
essentially, yes. You
Okay.
you basically, when it's frosty, you're seeding out there, and then the frost becomes dew when it melts. It creates the moisture, and you can grow that way as well. It's a great way to do
I got
that.
you. Okay. Makes
Hey
sense.
Rob, I just wanted to address Rob's question. You think
Yeah,
you
go
fixed the
for it.
link next time? So Rob, that was one of the reasons why I didn't get into disking on Friday like I wanted to. Is after I tore everything up, my cousin, we got everything out and out of the way. My cousin and I took some really large rocks. He scooped them up with his tractor and the forks that he had on the front, and we took a bunch of very, very large rocks and dropped them where I kind of screwed the ramp up there with the bank. So we should have fixed it by the next time. Fact is, after we did that, I pushed my limits as far as my time that I had left, but I was able to drive up the bank after, and we actually, that tree that was in the way, my cousin took his forks and just pushed the tree over and he moved it out of the way. So we added rock to the area where I tore up. We got rid of the tree so I don't have to try to dodge it anymore. And I was able, after he left, I was actually able to take my tractor, my uncle's tractor, across the creek and get up to where I needed to go. And I cut. The reason why I wanted to get over there is because we drive up the hill, and at the top of the hill, there's a really big field that needed cut down because it's a very well used strut zone, and I always make sure that thing is short and the grass being really short up there because the turkeys, they tear that area up, man. That's essentially where I go to harvest most of my turkeys on that place. As soon, I mean, I just honestly, I'm to the point now where I just go to that spot. I put a decoy out, I sit down, and I just call to them, every 45 minutes, and eventually they show up. So it's a super, super awesome strut zone that I make sure that it's cut. And that's actually why I was so mad, is because when I got stuck, it was before I even got up there. I hadn't got up there yet, and my day was starting to end. So I was like, crap. But luckily I was able to get that area done.
Yeah, sorry, Mike. I was paying attention to Bub's
No, you're good.
comment
You're
here.
good.
Bub, I will be back there soon, my friend. I think definitely the 29th, maybe the 5th. We'll see. But if you're in town, let me know. Sorry, I'm sending a text. Anyway, let's see. Chris is here. My good buddy Chris. I know Chris is going to be at Turkey Camp. One of our I guess I met Chris. We've known Chris for not. I guess I met Chris through talking about bear hunting, which is what we got to do next year. And he's been a good friend ever since. Tim Fannin was the best of the mountains college instructor. So Tim works for the college. He was called the best instructor in the mountains. Can we just give him congratulations on that? That was
That's awesome.
heck of yeah, I mean, you know how many college instructors are in the mountains, all these little colleges around here? That's a heck of an honor, and he's a good man. Joe says, I'd like to go fishing until turkey season because I'm anxious this year about turkey. It's driving me crazy. Yeah, I got to get out there, too. I'm seeing people catch some big fish right now. I've got a cover on my boat. I need to get that cover off. I need to change the oil. I need to change the, what's it called? The fuel filter. I really need a new front seat, but I need to give it a good wash and get it. Birds everywhere. We have been graced with the man himself, turkey hunting USA with Billy Barnett. Billy, they said Cameron was on here, Cameron Clouch and or Clouch. I'm not sure. He didn't correct me. So Clouch, he was talking about your golfing skills, and I thought he was making fun of you, but he said actually you're pretty good. So maybe we'll have to kill some turkeys and hit some balls. I don't know. Rob says, glad you got the bank fixed. Sounds like you got got plenty done.
Yeah, there was a decent
Congrats on
amount.
the Florida Birds for Billy. My brother says, what's up? Josh has been busy. He's been working second shift. We appreciate him. Gary says, Bub, have you been to the Big Four store? I don't know. We don't know that one, do we, Mike?
Nope.
Anybody know what the Big Four store is? I don't know. Aaron, tell us what that is, brother. I like checking out a Big Four store. I'll go. So anyway, Mike, to get back to what I was talking about I don't know, 30 minutes ago, talking about when seasons come in. I just throw up on the post anything. I just say, hey, tonight we're talking about this. And so I put up like, hey, we're going to talk about opening day of season and setting up your decoys. One thing I think a lot of people always ask questions about is what do you do? What do you do when you're calling turkeys? And I'm just going to admit this happens to me way too much. This is where guys like me and you are totally separate, Mike. You're so much better than me. And then guys like Billy and you, probably a gap there because Billy's, just turkey hunts way more than most people. So when you do something a lot, you just learn the little nuances and little tricks and strategies that work for you that maybe someone else can't even mimic, but they work for you. And I think that's, where people like Billy set themselves apart. But what do you do when you're calling and they're coming and they stop and they just get hung up? It's not that they're hung up, I don't know. It's not necessarily they're off with a hen somewhere breeding. They just stop and they don't come any closer. Do you take all let's ask the people what they do first. What do you do? You good turkey hunters out there, what do you do when you're calling? It's 150 yards away, and you're like, okay, here we go. Call, response. Call, response. Shut up. Give them some time. Call, response. They're closer. Call, response. They're closer. Shut up. Give them some time. Call, response. They're not closer. What do you do when that happens? I want to know what everybody else thinks. Mike, that's probably the most common scenario when people don't kill turkeys. I would say that's the reason why you hear them. Because anybody can go out there and give a call, and it don't matter how good of a caller you are. You can go out there at the start of at daylight and hit a call, and you're going to get a response if you're in a spot where turkeys are. Right. You can honk your car horn and get a response, right? But it's getting them in to where you can get a shot. That is the hardest. So I want to see what everyone else says. The first response here looks like if John will shoot, I'm still regretting not shooting when Mike and I was together. We disagree on this. Mike says I shouldn't have shot. I made the right decision. I say he's full of crap. I should have shot, and we'll never change our minds. Tim Fannin says simply just reposition. So do you reposition? What's your strategy there? Are you going directly to the birds? You circling around and going on the other side? You trying to get in like deer? I understand movement. I understand travel routes and all this. Turkeys, I don't feel like they have distinct ways in which they travel. I'm not a very good turkey hunter. Let's just be honest. So I'm trying to learn here. But if you reposition, Mike, when he says reposition, how do you determine where and how to get there?
Yeah, that's it's specifically if you're in a place that you don't know well, that makes it even harder. But a lot of times I will go if I think that turkey specifically, and you kind of got to be patient. I saw somebody say be patient. If you're going to be aggressive and go, you do need to be patient at first. I would probably personally wait and be patient and just to see if that bird comes back, because a lot of times they work that area. And if you, like I think Bub said, stay quiet, and eventually they might come check you out. Okay. But if you're wanting to be aggressive,
now hold on. Let's just be honest here. I'm not the one that I am not going to just sit there.
Right.
So how are you going to reposition?
So what I would do is if you're going to be aggressive is I would figure out what that turkey's doing. Because a lot of times if they're hung up, or we'll call it hung up, maybe they're already with hens and they're down the ridge. Like I'm picturing a ridge that might be open, whether it be a field or whatever, or open woods. So if they're down the ridge and they're strutting and just working an area back and forth, and you can tell that he's staying there, but he's not coming to you, you back out of where you are and you go around. So you circle around and try to pop up, into the zone that he is working at that moment. So if you're going to be aggressive, I would back out of where I am. You don't just charge down straight to where he's at. You go around and you circle around and you try to pop out where he's hanging out.
Okay, so we got kind of mixed responses. Tina says she'd wait because most of the time they're coming. Paul has a question. We'll save that. Michael says move and try again. Bub says go silent. Gary says shut up and be patient. Joe says it just depends. Tim says he circles around. And so, yeah, so for those of you who like to move, are you just, how are you doing? Are you kind of, Mike is talking about, Mike likes to deer hunt. We talked about this last time. He likes to deer hunt turkey, so he's going to stay put. Tim says, when I circle, I stop calling and use natural sounds.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Let's see. Daniel says, as I got older, I've had success staying put in a spot and start a fighting purr and sometimes a clucking purr. You know what this sounds like to me, Mike? You know what this sounds like?
What's that?
Sorry. That Daniel wants to come on and take you on. That's what it sounds like to me.
If he can purr real good, he'll probably win.
Daniel wants to come on. He wants to come on and take you on 1v1. That's what it sounds like with the fighting. I mean, use the word fighting. Fighting purr, sometimes a cluck and purr with a few yelps here and there in sequences. I've had several Southeast Kentucky turkeys finally break and come. If not that way, start trying to circle around and work another angle. Try to gain a little more ground. Now, I'm going to be honest. If you say, hey, look, John, you sit there, you fire up a fighting purr, and maybe sometimes a cluck and purr. I'm going to say, brother, that sounds great, but I don't even know what you're talking about. I mean, I know a purr, I know I can do that on like a slate call. What's the difference? Is a fighting purr just a purr?
It's kind of like
purrs. Are all purrs fighting purrs? I don't know.
No, it's kind of like a.
Listen to this guy.
Kind of rolling the tongue.
So you do it with you don't even do it with a call. You just do it with your mouth.
You can. Well, it doesn't sound very good.
Bruce Cowan's here. Hey, Bruce, glad you're here, brother. Let's see here. Let's see what everybody else is saying. Like Joe Carter said, a lot depends on if I'm running a gun or in a blind. Let's just pretend you're not in a blind. Justin said, I've had great experiences hunting turkey, but I'm probably the least experienced here in turkey. I am Justin. So I don't have advice or viable thoughts. I agree, Justin. That's why I'm asking, my friend. My response is given, the turkey hasn't moved spots like he's still gobbling and working one area. Fighting purr is a good thing to get them to come in. There you go. So, hey, speaking of which, if you look at the bottom of the page, the bottom of the screen, it says that we're giving away a mouth call the last 10 minutes of the show, which is in 6 minutes. So, Bub, get your call ready, Bub. You're going to come on in a minute. It also says if you go to www.turkeyhuntingusa.com and you use the promo code up there at checkout, EOM, that's a big E, big O, big M, you get 15% off. And you can get, look at this.
Ooh, that's sharp.
A Turkey Hunting USA with Billy Barnett. Now, I got a good discount on this. I'm just going to be honest. Billy's a friend. He gave me a good discount. And, man, it's beautiful. It is beautiful.
It is a beautiful call. And if you are mouth call gurus like myself, Billy.
You're a guru?
Well, I collect them. I love to collect mouth calls. But if you have a lot of mouth calls or you like to use several different kinds during the turkey season, Billy sells a turkey pouch. It's a camouflage pouch that you can put your mouth calls in. It's actually really awesome. It's got a hook that you can hook and let it dangle from your vest. Really useful. I have one and it's awesome. So I'd highly recommend that if you like to carry multiple mouth calls.
Let me give it that look. I'm not great with this, but this is a glass. I'm about to say a glass and slate call. Glass on this side, slate on this side. Now I've not done this in over a year, but see, we scratch up there. I'm making it look bad. Sorry, Billy. I'm making it sound bad. But
hey,
anyway,
practice, man.
I was trying to see. Diamond Wood Striker. That smells great. Look at that. Anyway,
That's awesome.
Yeah, I will. I need to practice, and next week I'll show it a little more. Now I'm just going to show you guys what it looks like, and
Yeah, it looks great.
15% off in the store. turkeyhuntingusa.com. Go get it. Let's see. Let's get back up here. Oh, Bub is ready to come on. He's ready for a fighting purr. Josh says he used the code last week. Yes, my man. And got a ghost cut and crow locator call. Saved you some money. Josh, I'm so
Excellent.
glad to hear that.
That's great.
Use a slate call. Slate call is easier to do a fighting purr or a push pull box. Yep. Rob says he's still working on the mouth call.
Keep working,
bro.
buddy.
I'm working on all the calls, Rob. I'm not coming on now and talking to the guru, right? Right? So, hey, Daniel, look, we got 3 or 4 more weeks. So, there you go. Chad Moore says fighting purr is more aggressive. Add wing beat for more realism. There you go.
Hey, Chad, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for coming on.
Glad you're here, Chad. Come back next Tuesday. Need to order Billy's ghost cut call. I tell you what, Daniel, next week you come on here. We'll send one right to you, Harlan County address, brother. Tim says raking leaves by hand sometimes is a great way to get in a hung up gobbler to make a move towards you, especially if you're out of this sight. Out of his sight, sorry.
One thing I wanted to mention, there were several people that's kind of mentioned, they're newer to turkey hunting or they've only been doing it for a year or two.
Yeah.
If the scenario that we just went through, it's a tough scenario because especially if he's gobbling and he's gobbling, you have a natural instinct to want to really hammer the calling. And that's actually probably something you want to refrain from doing because that can actually do you harm. What I would do is for a new hunter, my advice to a new hunter would be to be patient because some of the things that I've learned the hard way that you want to get that your first instinct is either call a lot. And if he's gobbling, and then all of a sudden
it's fun. That's the fun part.
It is because he's answering to you and he's going crazy. But then you start to realize, you know what? He's not coming my direction. So I'm just going to get up and go. Yeah. But a lot of times when you get up and go, even if you circle around and try to go way around and you're not bumping him, I don't know how many times I've left my position and that turkey has, while I'm trying to go the other way and circle back, he actually ends up coming into the area that I left. That's happened a ton, as I grew into turkey hunting. That happened a ton to me as I was learning and figuring things out. When you leave, a lot of times they come in when you leave. But
yeah,
another thing is a lot of times you want to have that instinct to go chase and run down. A lot of times you definitely don't want to call while you're up moving around like that because then he could come in while you're moving and it's a busted bird. But
right.
My advice to that would just to be patient. And if you don't end up getting that bird and you haven't bumped him, you can stay in that area and he could absolutely very well come back in, or a totally different bird might come in silent. He might not gobble at all. All of a sudden you're sitting there and a totally different bird walks in. I've had that happen a ton as well because they hear you calling from there and they hear the other bird's activity. And if that bird goes away, another one totally might come in. So I would probably personally hold my position, especially if I was giving advice to a new hunter.
So let me see this. We do have a lot of people that come on here. They're first-time hunters or new hunters, like Mike said. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter on your age. Listen, this is probably my 5th. This may be going into my 6th year hunting overall. Probably my 4th or 5th spring turkey hunting. I have no idea what I'm doing half the time, especially deer hunting. I feel like I've gotten in a pretty good groove. Turkey hunting, no idea what I'm doing half the time. I get on here and talk about it. Mostly just listen and try to get you guys to talk about it. It's all good. We don't care if you're the Billy Barnetts of the world or you're like me and you're still a beginner. We don't care. We like you on here, and it's fun. We have a good time. I mean, you heard that. I mean, I took a high quality. I mean, I'm telling you, I've had a lot of people. I can't tell you, I've got a pile of these over there in a drawer if people make them and send them to us. This is a high quality slate call. And I made it sound awful. In front of you guys, I made it sound awful. Now, I can do decently on it after I practice with it a little bit. Some guys, I mean, their friend Hurley, he can do everything he wants on it. He's great at it. Mike's great at it. But no shame here, brother. We don't care. We don't care what you're good at. Mike, Josh Teeter said do a show everybody how to do a fly down with your hat.
Oh, okay. I'll
He may
see
not
if I
want
can
to
do
show
that
off
real
that
quick.
big head. Go ahead, Mike. Go for it. I sent Bub. I sent you the link.
Okay.
I got hiccups.
This is definitely not my forte. I'm not great at these, but I'll give
Mike,
it a
we
ring
just said you don't have to be great. I can't hear the hat. Couldn't really hear the hat because the mouth call was so loud. Yeah.
Basically, it just sounds like this.
Yeah, against your leg. Yeah. Just sounds like they're – so that's when they are calling on the roost and they fly down, right?
Yeah.
Usually right at daylight.
Yeah, you'll typically hear –
just increases the volume.
And they'll kind of get a little bit vocal, and they'll stay quiet, and all of a sudden they'll fly down. It's just blah 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 blah. They just go nuts after that. But it's fun to hear that.
Oh, sorry. Daniel said also, if you have a bird answering over and over, I'll be the first to admit I'll keep giving it back to him as long as I think he's still moving even an inch. I'm either not a believer or a fan of the old tale of over calling within reason. Nate, look, here's the deal. It's like I said. Whatever works for you. Whatever gets it done for you. You killing 2 turkeys a year or killing as many as you want. If you go after one, whatever works for you. So Daniel, if you don't let if you fill in your bag, don't let anybody tell you over calling. Who makes the best box calls? Who's that one feller? There's a guy. It's his name. Real fancy box calls.
Mark Six, he's from Kentucky.
Mark Six. Oh, Mark Six makes incredible box calls.
Yeah, he does. He makes
what's it called? Greens Run.
Yeah, Greens Run.
Look, Bub has one right there.
That's a good looking one.
That's a Mark Six call.
Mark Six Greens Run call. Let it eat there, Bub. Hey, Cameron said he just gobbled Mike after you did that. Go ahead, Bub. You're gonna wake your whole house up. They ain't asleep anyway.
Yeah, that'll be all right.
Yeah, that's good, man. Man, that sounds excellent. I
bought it to learn the key on box call. That's why.
Yeah, that's
all right. Let's hear it. Let's hear you do it. Have you learned it yet? You mastered it?
No, I'm still getting there, but.
Nah, it'll get it done. Hey, look, Cameron that's who I was thinking about. David Halloran makes a good box call. That's what I always think of, David Halloran. Is that David Halloran?
Yeah.
Look at that. Bub's flexing tonight. Bub's like, look, you
want
a Mark 6? You want a Mark 6? I got it. You want a David Halloran? I got it.
Look here. I really flex.
Yeah, he collects them, man. It's more than just hunting for Bub.
Well, you can't kill turkey with all that, you might as well quit.
You don't need all that, but it's nice to have it.
You're like a turkey pair.
It's awesome. One of the ones that I'm a big fan of. I don't even know if they sell them anymore, but the Primo's little hot box. It's like got a green lid. It's a tiny. I mean, it's like a 5 to 6 inch box. But it is so daggone high pitched for whatever reason. The turkeys that I hunt, it's just insane. Like I hit it and it just hits such a far distance that the turkeys end up like it, especially if you're somebody that's just going to sit and set up for a while. Hit that thing every 45 minutes and it hits a distance and the birds will just show up at 9 a.m. It's crazy.
Bub, you see that comment down there?
Yeah.
Morgan said, shout out to her. She's the one bought all those things.
That was
She
a B-Day
keeps them
gift,
up.
wasn't it?
The what?
It was the B-Day gift, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Birthday?
Lord, yeah,
Yeah.
she bought him a whole. I mean, she bought him a whole turkey hunting wardrobe.
She knocked it out of the park, that's for sure. But no, that hot box. So me and Colton gifted you one.
Yes, you did. I remember.
But like after, I think it would be great to kiki on it.
Yep.
But you can't find them no more.
Nope, you can't.
But,
I love that thing. I've got two now that you all gave me that one. I love that thing.
But what kind of mouth call are you going to use to take on the self-proclaimed mouth call guru?
Yeah.
And if you don't believe me, he said it. He said it here in front of thousands of people watching. Self-proclaimed. He's like, I'm a mouth call guru.
Poor choice
So
of
much
words.
he brags so much. Daniel Turner is afraid to come on.
Poor choice of words. A collector is what I should have said.
Hey, you didn't say that.
No, I didn't.
So last year when I come on, I used the J.C. Martin V-cut.
Mm-hmm.
Jesse Martin. He's a Kentucky guy.
Yeah. Well, and then I won. You actually sent me the Billy Barnett mouth call, and I looked for it tonight because I was going to use it, but I wore it out last year.
I was going to ask you, what's it going to take for us to get you a Turkey Hunting USA mouth call?
Well, you sent me one last year, and I actually killed my second tom with that running.
Look at that. The proof is there, boys.
It's a ghost cut, and I've actually been trying to kiki on ghost cuts. So.
All right. Well, I mean, I don't know, Bubba. I don't know how you're going to stand a chance against the guru tonight. But we might send you another one.
You're not going to live that down, Mike.
Never. Look, Daniel even said it in the chat. We all heard it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go back and clip it, and put it on the page as a Facebook reel.
Hey, listen, I don't know if you saw this reel, John. I know you've been busy at work, but I did a reel of me hiding behind a tree, and I was using a call that I made, so it actually sounded not very good, but the turkey gobbled, and that's got like 70,000 views and a ton of people saying I suck. So it's all good.
Was that recent?
That recent? It was just like a week ago.
Isn't it illegal for you to call right now?
No, it's an old video that I took during turkey season.
Oh, okay, I got you.
But I just posted it because it had a turkey gobbling in it.
Oh man!
And it was really low pitched. Basically, I made the call by hand, and it sounded terrible. But you should go back and listen because I'll call. And I'm behind the tree, and I move the camera, and I just call, and it's a really low, raspy pitch. It doesn't sound very good. A bunch of people said I sounded like a seal, and they were like, "You suck. You need to go back and call." And
one of the most popular videos we've ever had was you just hitting a deer grunt call. There were so many people from other countries that watched and liked that video. I don't know why. Anyway, it's weird, but. Hey, here's what I want to do. Before these two gentlemen go 1-versus-1 mouth calling tonight, I want you to make a prediction on who's going to do it better. So just type in the chat, do you think Bub is going to be better? And don't say Mike, say Guru. If you think the Guru is going to win, put the Guru. If you think Bub's going to win, put Bub in the chat. So I want to see. Let's see what our pre-calling vote is here. And, Daniel, he sounded like a seal. Rob, I don't know who Mike is. Do you mean the Guru?
I'm going to say, I went back and reviewed me and Mike going against each other, and I have to say he beat me last year.
Ooh, I don't think so. I remember you did awesome, man. I don't know.
Everybody's picking the Guru.
Thing. So on May 10th, my NWTF chapter is having a competition.
I think Mike should join it.
Yeah, Mike needs to come down. It's actually the weekend after turkey season, and it's not the state competition, but it can qualify you for Grand National.
Okay.
Oh, wow, Mike.
I'm not worried about all that, but I'd love to come see you. I mean, I'll participate, but listen, man, against people like that, I stink. So
this is going to be my first one. This is going to be my first one ever getting in, Mike. So
that's awesome.
You're going to do it now. Look, when you do it, are you going to do like the little hand as you?
I'm actually just going to do the friction.
Okay.
Just because I like collecting friction calls and I hunt with a mouth call, but I collect. You see it. I just love to collect.
WO says with all those calls you have, Bub, he's going with you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I love taking people.
No, he's going with you tonight. One against Mike.
Oh, okay.
He's choosing you over Mike.
Hey, don't sleep on the guru.
That's what everybody's saying. Daniel said, "Why did you tell the guru about this this calling contest? Ain't nobody has a chance now."
Listen, when you think you're good, and I used to think I was pretty good anyway, and then you go to one of those competitions.
Oh my gosh,
where you can learn.
Yeah. Phew, I'm not even close. Not even.
Well,
I
mean, Mike, you're the one who said this.
No.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go with what we used to do. Mike first.
Yeah.
Yeah, we make Mike go first. So Mike's gonna go first. Now, Mike, guys, when you judge Mike 1 to 10, you have to judge him on a different scale because he is the master, the guru of mouth call. So you got to judge him on a master scale here, okay? So, Mike, you better bring it, brother, is all I know. All right.
Billy said I need to put the Undertaker hat on.
You know, it's funny. We got off the show last Tuesday, and I said, Mike, how would you rate yourself as a mouth caller? He said, well, I'm the Michael Jordan of mouth callers. That's what he said.
That did not happen.
And I thought he was kidding. And
No.
then he comes on here tonight and says this, and that guy was for real. So judge him on that scale. All right, Mike, we're already over time.
All right.
We're going to be quiet. We're going to listen to Mike give his best sequence here on this. What are you using, Mike? Billy Barnett, Turkey Hunting USA.
We got the ghost cut tonight.
Ghost cut. All right, go, Michael. Silence. Oh, guru. All right, Mike brought it. He brought it.
Yes, it is.
He brought it. All right, let's give Mike a score, 1 through 10. Give him a score here. What do you think?
I appreciate you, Bub. I just had fun with that, man. I love this call. I drive my wife crazy, man.
I do the same. Now Colton is doing it.
You should have brought Colton on here.
He's actually been practicing in the bedroom and driving everybody in the house crazy except me.
Billy gives it a 10. Tim an 8.5. 8 from Dwayne. 10 from Joe. 9 from Rob. 9 from WO. 9 from Daniel. 8 from Josh. These purrs were really good. I think he meant.
Oh, thanks, Josh.
Gary gives it an 8. Michael gives it an 8. Paul gives it a 9. So you're up there, brother. You're about an 8.5 overall, I think.
So if Billy gives him a 10, it's over with.
No, here's the thing. Billy's partial because he's using his mouth call.
Well, I killed a turkey with the same exact call Mike's using last year.
Excellent.
That's why I don't have it tonight. It was the only one I had, and I ain't gonna lie, it's stretched out. It's in bad shape.
All right. So what are you using tonight?
It's a Woodhaven Billy Yargis mod V cups, what I call it. Okay. It's a V cup. But
Gerald Papano, probably Papano, gave it an 8. Gerald, I've not seen your name on here before, so we're glad you're here.
I love Cameron's comment right there.
Cameron said, if you're MJ, you had a wide open layup and stepped out of bounds.
Well, so I'm MJ, the baseball player.
Ball. And then he said, no, it was pretty good. Billy said his vote doesn't count. All right. Joe wants that call. Do you want the one they used, Joe? Do you want him to sign it and mail it to you?
You don't want that one.
All right, here we go. The man himself. Oh, hold on. Let's bring this back. Gerald watching all the way from Vermont. I don't remember awesome. Gerald. We've had a lot of states represented. Don't remember seeing Vermont. So glad you're here, brother. All right, Bub. I bet they don't have anybody called Bub in Vermont. All right, here we go. Up to you. Hey, you got to take it, Bub. You got to take this right now. Come on. Here we go. Everybody quiet. Bub Tackett.
I can't purr on the mouth call, so.
It's hard. I'm terrible at it.
Not really. I cheated. I use friction too.
No, you're allowed. You're allowed to use whatever you want. This is it's not a just a mouth call competition. That's one thing we should have said the last 2 weeks is whoever Mike is going to use a mouth call, but Mike doesn't have to, but you can use whatever you want. So
I actually just wanted to use it's the Crystal Hank's custom call. I actually just want to use it to practice my fly down capper on a friction call. So.
All right, let's see those scores from Bub. We got a 10 from Paul Priest, who gave Paul Priest gave Mike a 9, so you won that one. Billy, he gave you a 10 too.
Good.
8.5 from Gerald, 8.5 from Tim, 8 from Rob, 8.5 from Gary, 8.567, 9 for Bub. Michael J coming in with a 7. He's a tough scorer. 8.5. Gotta give Mike the edge for the purr with the diaphragm. No, you don't, Daniel. Come on. Do you really? You really got
if
to?
You heard my purr. It was Mike's purr with a diaphragm. Way better.
Tim said you're both straight killers. 8.5 from Scott, 9 from Justin, 9 from WO. Dwayne giving him a 7. Dwayne, he said he'll see you at Turkey Camp, brother, for that low score. He's gonna smoke a cigarette right in front of you, Dwayne. Dwayne, 16 days off cigarettes. He'll be at Turkey Camp about 40 days off cigarettes. Bub says he's gonna just light one up right in front of him. Cameron says, I want to hop on, but if I win, send whoever wanted that ghost cut. Cameron, next week, we got to go now because we're past time. But next week, Cameron, come on. You can go 1v1 against the guru. And, hey, we'll see what happens. But, Bub, glad you're here. How long are you in town for?
I go back to work next Wednesday. So.
And then, next Wednesday is the 25th? No, 26th.
Yeah,
When's your next day home?
I'm 14 days after that. So I miss youth weekend.
Okay.
But then I'll be home for
anybody gonna be at your Lawrence County place on youth weekend?
John Stepp. I got a buddy named John Stepp's gonna be there.
Well, maybe we'll see. But yeah.
Hey, awesome fish pond too.
If we can make it happen, then I'll be there.
And then also I'll be home a week and a half for regular season. So
perfect.
You better be, brother, because we're gonna be at Cave Run Lake. All right, folks. Hey, go ahead.
Colton just asked me a while ago. We going to Turkey Camp? I said, yeah.
Yeah, bring the youngest one too, Colton, and oh gosh, what's his name?
Kaysen.
Case, I knew it was the same sound. Bring him too. He's not really there yet.
All right. Hey, good job, Mike.
Hey, thank you, Bob. Good job, and God bless you guys. Praying for you.
Hold on, Bob. Gerald said, thanks, guys. I really enjoyed this group. Gerald, we're glad to have you all the way from Vermont. So listen, Bub, great job. Mike, the Guru Collins, great job. Look, next Tuesday, we're giving away more. Bub's going to send me his address. Billy's going to send him another call in the morning. And, man, less than a month away from opening day, 3 weeks away from youth weekend if you're going then. And it's going to be fun. So we'll be back next Tuesday night, 9 o'clock Eastern. Look at all those beers. That's from one turkey, believe it or not. One turkey. So, hey, we appreciate you guys. Daniel, great interaction tonight, man. Appreciate that. Joe, always great talking on here. Everybody that joined in. Tell your friends, tell your family. We'll be here next Tuesday. Love you guys. We'll see you then. Good night.